Hello, my name is Freeman. In this video, I will present our SIGCHI paper, Pay to Win or Pay to Cheat, how players of competitive online games perceive fairness of in-game purchases. On behalf of my co-authors, Karen Wu, Nicholas Noor, and Donghee Yvette Wohn. In the past decade, the switch of business models from pay-to-play to free-to-play has led to various in-game purchasing systems. Because free-to-play means publishing a game for free and then making revenue from selling in-game items for real-life money, there are three common types of in-game purchases. Cosmetic means modifications or accessories with no impact on players' skill set or their performance in the game. Functional means items that can improve the player's performance and progress in the game. And out-game refers to buying accessories or other game-related products outside the actual game. However, this business model also leads to new ethical concerns about in-game purchases and their negative impacts on player experiences, such as the monetary dark patterns in game design and how in-game purchases may be against a player's best interests. These ethical concerns have also resulted in tensions regarding the impacts of in-game purchases on players who pay versus those who do not pay, such as their perceptions of fairness in highly competitive gaming contexts when spending is involved. The sense of fairness in gameplay is strongly connected with rules and order. It is also a subjective concept and can be defined in various ways. For example, a game may be perceived as fair if every player can compete in it, or if all players can succeed regardless of skills or time investments, or if it promises equal outcomes according to players' time investments. Focusing on fairness, we explore the following two research questions in this paper. How do players of various competitive online games perceive fairness of their in-game purchases? And how, if at all, do their perceptions of fairness of their in-game purchases vary across different games? Our study was situated in the context of 5 popular online sports and card games, including NHL, FIFA, Madden NFL, Hearthstone, and Magic: The Gathering Arena. We choose these games because they are understudied in the literature on in-game purchases. They are also embedded with functional in-game purchases, which can significantly affect player performance and the outcome of their gameplay, making them more controversial compared to many other games that only provide cosmetic in-game purchases. We collected online threads, including posts and comments regarding players' experiences and discussions of in-game purchases in the above-mentioned 5 sports and card games from Reddit. The final dataset includes 2,685 posts and comments from September 2018 to September 2020. We then used content analysis to systematically analyze those data. Our codebook included 25 codes, and we achieved an inter-reader reliability agreement of 87%. Our content analysis also involved both qualitative and quantitative measures. Our data showed that 29.47% of the collected posts highlight that players consider their gameplay as fair or balanced even when functional in-game purchases are involved. Almost the same amount of posts show the perception of unfair gameplay when in-game purchases are involved, and 35.14% of the posts describe the perceived obstacles to achieve fairness in gameplay with in-game purchases. First, our data shows 3 reasons why gameplay and competition can still be fair even with the impact of functional in-game purchases. Fairness can lie in balanced gameplay or be achieved through the trust between players and developers. Fairness also requires resilience and skills. Our data also show why gameplay is considered unfair when in-game purchases are involved. Because in-game purchases lead to imbalanced gameplay, overpowered purchases lead to common lose to pay-to-win players, unfairness due to the coerced in-game purchases that lack fair value, and gameplay becomes gambling that's unfair. Finally, there are several perceived obstacles to achieve fairness in gameplay with in-game purchases. They include game design that encourages pay to win with expensive items, in-game purchases as addiction and exploitation, and scale disparities always exist. In answering RQ2, we performed a one-way ANOVA. Across all 5 games, FIFA and Madden NFL seem to be perceived as less fair than others regarding in-game purchases. We identified 2 potential reasons for this: significant power imbalances under the in-game purchase systems and unfair matchmaking. Across all 5 games, Hearthstone seems to be perceived as relatively fair regarding in-game purchases compared to others, especially for 2 reasons. First, in-game purchases do not overwhelm players' skills, and second, strategies exist for casual, free-to-play players to reach competitive success. To discuss the implication of our work, we want to highlight how our study provides several new perspectives of fairness in competitive gameplay when in-game purchases are involved. First, fairness in online gaming depends on various forms of power dynamics. In-game purchases may balance or imbalance such power dynamics, which creates perceptions of fair or unfair gameplay. Such power dynamics may exist between players and game companies, between players with various skill levels, or between players with access to different resources. Second, fairness and in-game purchases can coexist in online gaming. Our findings point to potential ways to achieve this coexistence. For example, if in-game purchases do not significantly interfere with the role skills and strategies in the gameplay. Third, our findings show that whether a certain purchase is perceived as fair or unfair can directly affect whether a game is perceived as fair or unfair, regardless of the player's actual performance in the game. These insights thus point to the need for future research on how these ethical dilemmas surrounding competition, spending, and enjoyment should be taken into account when designing a fair, ethical, and satisfactory gameplay by leveraging in-game purchases. In summary, our focus on the intersection of competitive online gaming and in-game purchases expands our understanding of consumer ethics in gaming by highlighting consumers or players' diverse ethical judgments regarding the increasingly popular monetization mechanisms in modern gaming. We also contribute towards better defining and approaching fairness in competitive online gaming and help design digital consumption systems for fairer, healthier, and more ethical gaming dynamics in the future. That's the end of our presentation. Thank you for watching.